Hello, it's Fabio with Patrice on the Fly. Today I'll show you to tie a very simple steelhead streamer. Hope you enjoyed the video and we'll see you next week.
Okay, when I tie a steelhead streamer that is easy to tie and very effective, I already put hook on my vise is an Orvis 8808 size 6. You can also use Daichi 2220 hooks as well. I'm going to use some orange thread. This is a UTC 60. I am going to lay the base of thread starting right in the middle of the hook shank. I'm going to go down maybe close to the bend of the hook, and then I'm going to come back up. I just want to lay a base of thread so that when I tie a white rabbit strip, which is going to be my next material, is going to help keep that rabbit strip on top of the hook shank without having it to slide around. So I'm gonna sort of fold the front part of the rabbit strip and then lock it in place with some tight wraps, like so. I'm gonna make sure that it's centered over the hook shank. I think it is. You know, if you want to put a little dab of super glue there to be safe and ensure that that rabbit will not move around. Then I'm going to get some silver UV polar chenille. I'm going to secure the front end of this right at the base of where we ended up tying the rabbit strip. I'm going to bring my thread about 2 or 3 eyelets behind the eyelet of the hook. Then I'm going to start folding the silver UV polar chenille. And every time I make a turn, I'm going to do my best to pull these fibers back. I'm going to stop right there. So I made maybe 3 or 4 wraps. I'm going to reach in with my scissors, pull that chenille up, cut it off, grab all these loose, the front fibers that are sticking in the front, and push them backwards, like so. Next material that I'm going to add is going to be a feather of mallard in natural color. I have one right here. I'm going to pull the fluff at the base of the feather off. I am going to expose the tip of the feather. Like so. And I'm going to cut that to have a very little V shape. And I'm going to use that as my tying point. I am going to lift the feather up, get my Acco pliers. I am going to run the blade of my scissors sort of to help those fibers fall backwards, like so. And then I'm going to start palmering this feather, making sure that I pull those fibers back every time I make a wrap. Like so. I'm going to lift the feather up. And I'm going to go over with my thread. I'm gonna go over it with my thread and lock that stem in place. I'm gonna cut the stem off, and then I'm gonna pull all the materials that may have escaped, that they're leaning to the front of the hook backwards, like so. I have a little stem, part of the stem that's sticking out here. I'm gonna cut that off. Alrighty, so we got that step completed. So now the last step is to add some Ice Dub. This is UV pearl in front to build the head of this fly. I'm gonna get a generous amount here, something like this, and I'm going to pull and stack this Ice Dub. So I have a pretty uniform clump that has got about the same length in the front and the back. So I'm gonna push this over the eyelet of the hook, leaving about half length of the material facing back and half facing forward. I'm gonna tie this down with some tight wraps, and then I'm gonna use my fingers to coax, to push the Ice Dub that was in front backwards. And I want to finish making my the head of the fly. I am going to get my whip finisher and whip finish the fly. I'm going to use my left hand fingers to keep all those materials facing backwards, so they're out of the way. I'm going to do one more just for safe measure. Again, I'm going to use my left hand to keep those materials backwards. I'm going to reach in and tie that thread off. And there you have it, a very simple and effective steelhead pattern. I am sure you can use this to target other fish species. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next week.